Deputy Prime Minister Teo Hean said that the government is trying to build a strong Singaporean core, but this core will have to be supplemented by foreigners, as Singaporeans are not replacing ourselves.
If our birth rates stay at 1.2 and we don't have immigration, our citizen population will start to decline from 2025. So that's the point which our citizen population will start to shrink. Our workforce of Singapore citizens will start to decline even earlier, from 2020. And 2020 is not very far away. It's only 7 years away from now. And even though we have been encouraging more Singaporeans to marry and have children, we have actually been falling short of the numbers to replace ourselves. So if we say, what are we short of? What numbers do we need to get from the blue line to the red line? And that's approximately an extra 20,000 per year to keep our population going from the blue line to the red line. So if you see these three other lines, the topmost line is if we add 25,000 more per year. The second dotted line is if we add 20,000 a year. And the third dotted line is if we add 15,000 a year. So we're somewhere in that band, and that's where we will be to maintain a population which is stable and not declining, and also not growing away sort of in an uncontrollable way.
Singapore's total fertility rate is 1.2, which means that for every 100 Singaporeans in this generation, the next will see just 60 Singaporeans, and in the generation after that, there will only be 36 Singaporeans. The decline in the number of young Singaporeans means less people will shoulder the burden of looking after the older citizens. Mr. Teo said he hoped for the fertility rate to increase to at least 1.4 or 1.5. He was speaking at a town hall dialogue entitled Our Population, Our Future, which was attended by more than 300 people. The other panelists include Acting Minister for Manpower Tan Chuan Jin, Dr. Amy Khor, Chairman of REACH, and Grace Fu, Second Minister for Environment and Water Resources. Besides supplementing the Singaporean population, Mr. Teo said that foreigners are vital for growing new industries, which will result in more career opportunities for Singaporeans.
To create many of these new industries requires bringing in new growth areas and new exciting industrial sectors. And sometimes we just don't have enough Singaporeans to create enough of a critical mass in these new industries. And we need to start them in some way. Otherwise, it takes many, many years to get there. One example is the biomedical science industry. 10 years ago, in 2001, 1 in 5 of the professional, managerial, executive positions in the biomedical sciences industry were held by locals. 1 in 5. But the proportion has grown over the last 10 years because we've been encouraging this very exciting new growth industry to take root in Singapore and grow and provide many more jobs for Singaporeans. So what has happened is that in 2001, 1 in 5 of the PME positions in this sector were held by locals. But this proportion now is 1 in 3, and a much larger sector now. And in this last 10 years, 2,000 new PME jobs for locals were created in this sector.
DPM Teo said that Singapore feels crowded today because population growth surged ahead of our infrastructure, transport and housing, and that the government is doing its best to ease the crunch.
We will open a new rail section every year until 2017, and we'll double the rail network over the next 10 years. We are also expanding the bus fleet by 20% with an additional 800 buses over the next 5 years. And HDB has launched 50,000 BTO flats in the past 2 years and will offer another 20,000 next year. And we'll also have more nursing homes and hospitals. So not all these improvements can come on stream immediately, but they will become available progressively over the coming years, many of them over the next 3 to 5 years.
Rounding off the dialogue, Mr. Teo said that the government's goal is to stabilise Singapore's population while maintaining a strong Singapore citizen core, moderating the growth in foreign worker numbers while ensuring a high productivity economy, and to design a flexible, long-term infrastructure plan. Watch our other clips for DPM Teo's full presentation and for highlights of the Q&A session.